Okay, 1 second.
All right.
All right.
All right. Oh, man.
All right, everyone. Got some people who may just come in here late. We're sorry about being late. This is welcome to Segments Sports EP2, 11/6/2025. We've got a whole lineup for you, 4 different segments. Myself, John Geary, and my co-host,
Gerard Baker.
That's right. All right, Jay, let me see 1 second real quick. Hold on. Let me go to my actual channel on YouTube and see if it's playing properly. Okay. If it's playing. All right, and then Jay, go ahead and say something. Okay.
I said, okay, that's the welcome, guys. I said, episode 2. I said, we're back.
Jay, go ahead and say something.
I already see. Okay, so I see a couple of people in the comments.
Episode 2.
What is it? Preston Waller. He says hi. I said, what's up, Preston? Thank you for joining. Said asking, who do you guys got, Denver or the Raiders? Well, for me, that's easy. It's the Broncos. I mean, it's just probably that's and I said the Raiders have just been all kinds of a mess this year.
Yeah, I don't even know who's winning that game right now.
I don't know what. I think it. Well, when I checked last,
it's 7-7 in the third.
Just 7-7.
Oh, it's 7-7 in the third.
That's a surprise.
What's up, P? Good to see you, Preston. Thanks for coming in. Please hit that like button. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Thanks for it is tied, Preston. All right, we're gonna get into 4-segment sports here. 4-segment sports is where we take 4 different types of look at it as approach of a basketball game, right? 4 quarters. So quarter 1, I know that we have the NBA to talk about. And one of the main subjects is Russell Westbrook the second best shooting guard of all time? Now, we're not going to say the first best shooting guard of all time because you're competing with the likes of Michael Jordan, obviously, but there's others. But I can't put him in front of Michael, and I never would. But is Russell Westbrook the second best shooting guard of all time? Is he better than Kobe Bryant? I don't know. What do you think, Jay? Is Russell Westbrook better than Kobe Bryant was? Because, I mean, Kobe Bryant played shooting guard, so what do you think?
No. I said, listen, as good as Westbrook is, and granted he is good, I would not put him in the same category with Kobe. I just wouldn't. And I see, especially when it comes to like shooting guards, you can't mention all-time great shooting guards without mentioning the Big O, Oscar Robertson. I mean, I see, for me, it's just that simple.
Right. We've got Preston in the chat. He agrees with you.
Yeah, I see now. Now, is Russell one of the great guards of, say, like maybe this generation of the NBA? Yes. All time, maybe all time guard. I said, but you cannot put him ahead of Kobe. You definitely can't put him in front of Oscar Robertson.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I've got so far we put a little poll up there. If you can see the poll, you can vote on it, yes or no. The people down there will leave it up. Second best. So we got 1 vote so far. No, obviously. Now he did break. Russell Westbrook did break a record. Jay, did you get a hold of what exactly he broke in that record?
I know. I'm not sure. I think I know the last game that he played. No, the Kings played the Warriors, and the Kings won. I think he had like 23 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists. I think a couple of steals or something. I don't know.
I say all-time rebounding. I think it was an all-time rebounding record um, for guards.
For
Let me
guards,
see
okay.
here. Okay, Russell Westbrook holds the record for the most rebounds in NBA history among guards with a total of 8,734. He surpassed the previous record held by Jason Kidd, who had 8,725. Westbrook's remarkable rebounding ability has solidified his status as one of the greatest rebounders in NBA history. So Russell Westbrook, he's the triple-double king. And now among guards, he's the rebounding king. I think Westbrook, he's messing a ring, though. He doesn't have a ring, does he?
No. I said, no, he doesn't. I said, I believe this is year 18. Yeah, this is year 18 for Russell, and he doesn't have a ring. I mean, but listen, I mean, if he ends his career without a ring, I guess that would be fine because listen, he's not the first and won't be the last NBA, like future NBA Hall of Famer, NBA legend to go his entire career without getting a ring.
Right. That is true. That is true. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. So the debate is he the second? And like you mentioned, there was other greats. I mean, Kobe Bryant, it has to be probably mentioned in the possible number two slot. I definitely keep Michael Jordan number one, obviously, as a shooting guard. So, no, he's not there for me only because of rings. He just hasn't been able to find himself on some drive himself to with other teams to become that winning championship team. But I still think what he's accomplished with his triple doubles and rebounds are unbelievable. As far as the other parts of the NBA, I think everything is going pretty smoothly. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
I think so. I think well, probably the main headline that I've seen, the Thunder, which are the defending champs, pretty much picked up right where they left off. That's it. They haven't lost a game yet, 8-0.
right. Yeah, and is someone voted yes on it. We have 3 votes. Is Russell Westbrook the second best shooting guard? Hi, and so Desi 16 there. I don't know if you voted. Thank you for coming in. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't know if you voted, but
Yes,
we got
thank you.
67% yes that Russell. I didn't vote either, Jay. I haven't voted, and I don't think I can. But anyways,
Neither have
but
I.
so 67 per 3 votes. So 2 people said yes, 1 have said no. Thank you so much, guys, for participating in this vote here. Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, it doesn't necessarily change my mind. I still think Kobe Bryant, I would want him more, but my gosh, I almost feel like Russell Westbrook is more athletic than what Kobe Bryant was. Is that crazy to say?
Well, well, they're probably well. That's it. Well, they're probably a little bit even as I know in terms of athleticism. I see. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I see. Russell. Is the firecracker flying up and down the court. I see. Kobe. Of course, I see. He's provided legendary moments, which I don't think anybody's going to top his legendary 81 point performance against the Raptors, which I do believe it's next year, on January 22nd, is the 20-year anniversary of that. And also next year, I think also is the 10-year anniversary of Kobe's final game.
Right. Um, so yeah, and then as far as Wemby's been playing good, uh obviously, Jokic has been playing good. You've
Mhm.
got a lot of stuff going on in the NBA. It's still early in the NBA, and we don't know what everything's going to hold for. Cooper Cup's been doing his thing a little
Oh,
bit,
oh, wait a
so
minute.
we'll
Okay.
see.
Okay. Preston just said Oklahoma City lost yesterday. Oh, I didn't see that.
They did.
Oh, I didn't see if they did.
Where is Russell at now? Is he back with his old familiar team?
Sacramento. Yeah, he's with
Okay,
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Okay, all right. Well, So that's part of segment 1. We went a little bit over in that one, but that's okay. We'll head into segment 2. So segment 1's over. That's the NBA talk. Kind of glanced around at some of the NBA, and we just really wanted to really Russell Westbrook, accomplishing what he did for, getting the rebounds and becoming the all-time guard leader in rebounds. I think that's a big accomplishment, need to be said. All right, let's go into segment 2. Segment 2, I believe, was the NFL trade deadlines. And what did we see? Not a lot. Not a lot. There was, I think Myers left the Raiders. I think he got shipped over somewhere. Rashee Rice, Rashee Rice, I believe, from the New Orleans Saints went to the Seattle Seahawks. There was a couple defensive individuals. I know Dallas was in play for a few defensive individuals. And before I go any further, I want to mention there was a Dallas player that unfortunately passed away due to some. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he passed away this morning. I said I wish I could pull up his name, but I can't. But I said, but he ended up passing away. I said just right at the very young age of 24.
Right.
And I said this was probably after which I think he scored a touchdown for the Cowboys Monday night in their loss to Arizona. It's and I think it was
Rashawn Keelan's.
okay. Okay. Yeah, that's it. He
Yeah.
passed away. I think it was due to a self-inflicted gunshot wound. I said I'm not for sure. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But
And he was 24 years of age. Wouldn't give nothing but respect to his family and to everyone he's only 24. Yeah. Respect, and we pray for his family and nothing but love, sent their way for a tragic situation, a tragic loss. Let's dive into the rest of some of the NFL. We got some teams on bye weeks this week. So Kansas City, I know, is on a bye. A couple other teams are on a bye. What games are? I'm trying to think of what game I was really looking forward to. There was something I know I was looking forward to. I mean, last few weeks we've had some good games like Kansas City versus Buffalo. We had the whole story behind Green Bay versus Pittsburgh, with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. So I think there was some game this week. I'm not for sure. I'm going to look at the ESPN NFL schedule real quick. Jay, what
let
else
me
do you have in
see.
your mind for the NFL?
For this week, let's see. I know. Let's see. I know we're in week 9. I believe it's week 9. I know
Is it
the
week
name.
9 or week 10?
I I think it
We're in
might
week
be
10. We're in week 10.
okay. So it's week 10. Um, I was trying to think. Well, I know one big game I see noticed. Well, upcoming Monday nights, the Eagles and Packers at Lambeau. Uh, I was trying to. I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't. I know that's the one big game, but I said I do know that kind of like this is the point of the season where like you kind of reach the halfway point of the year. Okay, okay. So we got New England, Tampa Bay. That should be a good one. Uh, same thing. Rams to 49ers. That should be a good one. I said I don't know. I think it should be some interesting games right now. Um, but kind of like I was saying, I said this is kind of the point where we reach the halfway point of the season, and it's it's like you kind of like and you kind of look forward to like playoff positioning. So what do you guys think of the Colts trade? Let's see. Well, I'm wondering which one.
The Colts trade. Let's see. The Indianapolis Colts, they had the Sauce Gardner trade with the Jets. That was a cornerback where they got a guy from the defensive side. Sauce Gardner is he's a name, but he has not been that productive. I mean, he's not like a shutdown closeout corner that everybody wants. Like a member of the guy from the Jets a long time ago, Revis Island. Remember him? And he's not. Sauce Gardner is not in that league. He's just not. And I honestly think that Indianapolis is grasping for straws. I do not think they're that great of a team, and we're going to see their schedule tighten up and get harder. And I think that Indianapolis is going to lose some games down the stretch.
Well, I mean, it's well, I mean, I see. Well, like I said, we reached the second half of the season. I say, as the schedules, progress, I see, will things, get a little bit more interesting. I see, probably right now, let's say like the Colts, Patriots, and Broncos currently hold the NFL, are currently like in a three-way tie. That's for the AFC league, but the league's like overall best record, it's 7-2. I said, but there are several other teams, that, have started, like, started to find their stride. There's even a couple of teams which I've been surprised that they've done what they've done so far because I didn't know what to think. I didn't think we were gonna do that well. Probably two examples for me, that would have to be the Bears and the Panthers.
Yeah.
I was like I'm surprised at the both of them.
Yeah, I'm surprised a little bit. There's two games I think that everybody should be really paying attention to this week. Well, there's one that is interesting for my Kansas City Chiefs and the AFC West. You've got Pittsburgh and going
That
to Los Angeles. That's a
okay.
good game to look
You're
at.
right.
It's really
That's
going to see if Pittsburgh is going to keep climbing a little bit of momentum, trying to get into where they need to be for playoff reasonings. Los Angeles can't afford to slip up anymore because, even though Kansas City lost to Buffalo last week, we can see that they've improved and they're coming. Another game to look at is Philadelphia at Green Bay on, like you were mentioning, Jay, on Monday night. That's a good game to look at. And then another one is Los Angeles Rams versus at San Francisco. That should be a good game. And that NFC matchup should be a good one that people should pay attention to. And if we look
yeah.
back real quick, Denver, I believe in the standings, is leading in the AFC West, but it would have lost tonight. It would put them at 7-3. And imagine if the Chargers lose and they go to 6-4, and Kansas City sitting there right at 5-4. I mean, as Denver and as the Chargers, you know how the Chiefs are, and they're probably going to come late down the stretch and win some games. You have to think to yourself, we can't afford hiccups. You can't give Kansas City even 13 seconds in a game, and we know about that. So let alone give them a bunch of games to play and that type of stuff. Bro on the left lays, well, which left though? This guy says,
Oh,
Guy says on the left. Bro on the left definitely lays on his back to fart. I think there's people that do that all the time, Guy. I don't know what you're talking about. That's okay. Um, let's so segment four. Those are segment two of the four segment sports. Beautiful thing to get into and look at the NFL season. I'm super excited about it. We're actually getting close to wrapping up a lot of this stuff in the NFL. I mean, it's getting closer and closer each week, to getting to dangerous times. The trade deadline is already passed. And here's the thing I added in for segment two was, is the Seahawks a Super Bowl contender? And I think they are. I
I would
think they are
definitely
in the NFC. I think they can compete.
I definitely would say so. I definitely would say
Yeah,
so. I think that let's see, they've won what 10 straight road games. I see no even winning like two or three straight road games in the NFL is hard to do, but 10 straight,
right. Yeah, it's
that's
unbelievable. Um,
that's an achievement in itself.
Now, I'll put up a poll on that and see if anybody wants to um, answer that.
That's one about the Seahawks. I just said like even that's like for you guys, that's like for you guys in the comments. I say you could probably Sam Donald has an arm. I said yes he does, and I feel so bad because this past Sunday, I said Sam Darnold was on my fantasy team. I had him sitting on the bench. The man goes off for nearly 40 fantasy points in the first half alone.
Oh
And
yeah.
I felt so bad that I didn't have him starting.
Well,
Well, you live and you learn,
I
I
have him
guess.
now. I have him now. I have him now. But you got Dobbins. What is Dobbins doing for you? I'll have
I
to look
haven't
at
had
that. Huh?
I haven't even checked to see yet.
I ain't check to see. I might be able to pull it up. So, but yeah, it's interesting to see. I put that poll out there. You guys let me know what you guys think. We're pretty far into this video. I didn't want to necessarily be this long. Okay, let's get into so wrapping up segment 2. We talked a little bit about the trades. I think the Sauce Gardner is a little bit overreaction for the Colts. And I really think there was some other teams that probably should have been more vocal in the trade, and they weren't vocal at all. Buffalo Bills didn't really mess around. The Kansas City Chiefs didn't mess around. They didn't touch anything. They left things as is. So I guess they're pretty confident in what they have, and they're ready to roll. I would have liked to see Kansas City add like Brees Hall. That would have been great from the Jets. Seems like the Jets were on a wholesale. They were giving up lots of things for draft picks. The Jets have draft picks, y'all. Watch out. They might get the next Mark Stab Sanchez. So,
Oh,
if you guys don't know that story, but we'll save that for another day. Okay. Yeah, he did. He did do that. If y'all don't know, he did, didn't he, Jay? He did. But we don't need to talk about it. YouTube might flag us on it. Okay.
I'm not even gonna comment on that one.
What happened to all right, so the third thing that we have up is for college. What did I put up on Jay? I don't remember now. I have the
As it was supposed to be for college football.
college football, college basketball. Yes, that's it. Okay. The third thing up is college football. College football released the college football playoffs so far. Jay, do you remember the teams and the seeds?
Okay. I said, well, the first 4, let's see. Ohio State is 1, Indiana's 2, Texas A&M is 3, Alabama's 4. I think shoot, either it's Ole Miss and Georgia's they swapped 5 and 6.
Yes. I think Ole Miss was 7.
Okay. Ole Miss
No,
was 7.
BYU was 7. BYU was 7.
Okay, so BYU is 7. I can't remember if it's Texas Tech.
So the one
Either
I
it's
got it
Texas Tech
here now.
or it might be Georgia.
I'll just say it.
Okay.
Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, Texas A&M 3, Alabama 4. 5 is Georgia, 6 is Ole Miss, 7 is BYU, 8 is Texas Tech, 9 is the Oregon Ducks, 10 is Notre Dame, 11 is Texas Longhorns, and 12 Oklahoma Sooners.
Okay.
So those are what you would have. The matchups right now, Notre Dame versus BYU. Virginia was in there. I don't think I said them, but they were down a little bit further. But Virginia's actually in there. Sorry. And now I got to rephrase that too. Virginia was in there against Ole Miss. That's a possible matchup. Notre Dame playing BYU in the first round matchups. Memphis playing Georgia. I forgot Memphis was in there. And Memphis was 12, Virginia's 11, Notre Dame's 10, BYU 7, Ole Miss 6, number 5 Georgia, number 9 Oregon would play number 8 Texas Tech Raiders, and then your 4 seed would be Alabama with a bye, 3 seed Texas A&M with a bye, 2 seed Indiana with a bye, and 1 seed Ohio State with the bye. So those are your matchups if it was going to occur today. So in that Cinderella, and we're going to tie this to segment 4 eventually, but before we go there, what was the most intriguing matchup for you in that first round? Was it a Memphis, Georgia? Was it Virginia, Ole Miss? what was your first round there? Once again, it was Oregon, Texas Tech, Memphis versus Georgia, Virginia versus Ole Miss, or Notre Dame versus BYU. What's the most intriguing matchup to you, Jay, in that first round? Possible, hypothetical. We know the season still got some games left. So, but if it was to end today and it was going to be those, which one would you be more interested to watch?
Probably Oregon, Texas Tech.
Number 8, 9. Yeah. The winner plays number 1 Ohio State. Do you think any of those teams, and we know any given Saturday in college football can happen. Do you really feel good and strong about the upset can definitely happen with Oregon and Texas Tech over Ohio State? Or do you think probably not? Ohio State's pretty strong. They might have a 1 out of 100 shot, but it better be that one,
Well, yeah. Yeah, well, probably in this case, I mean, if it came down to it, I would have to say Oregon. I see.
Oregon.
Well, Oregon will probably have a little bit of a better shot. I mean, well, simply because I know Oregon hasn't been in the Big Ten long, which Oregon being in the Big Ten by itself still doesn't make any sense. But that's a conversation for another day. I see it was, but I mean, sure, why not? I think it was not this last season or the season before. Oregon ended up beating Ohio State narrowly in Eugene. So, I mean, if the opportunity presented itself, Oregon traveling across country to Columbus and you beat the defending national champs on their home turf. I mean, it could be sweet. I said, now we're not going to know the playoff field we're not going to know until the official playoff field is announced, which isn't until I think until first Sunday of December, which is for another month. I said, but still, I think I said, look, it's going to be a lot of shuffling. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of shuffling in the CFP rankings in the next month.
Yeah, I really think, Jay, that I still feel like an SEC team is going to pull this out. I know two of the more stronger teams in Ohio State and Indiana for the Big Ten has been mentioned a lot, but I just still in the SEC we trust. And I don't know. And then there was one team at number 7 with BYU. I put that as, is BYU a contender or a pretender in both college football and college basketball? And we're going to talk a little bit about college basketball coming up. But let's just say, is BYU, if they can survive what they need to survive, are they a contender? And I don't know. I don't know. I haven't.
Well, I mean,
I don't know how many games I've even, or how many seconds or minutes I've even watched of a BYU football game.
I mean, they could be. I mean, I've watched a few brief segments of BYU football, and they look pretty good. I see. They're in the Big 12. Well, of course, where a lot of the times was, I used to make a running joke about Big 12 football, saying defense is optional. I said, like, the first team, like 59 wins the game. But in some cases that still applies, but I mean, you never know. I said, look, BYU could possibly be a contender, as in the Big 12 in football, possibly basketball as well.
Here's the crazy thing. BYU has left number 8 at number 8 Texas Tech. That's this weekend. Then they go home. They stay at home to play TCU. Then they go on the road at Cincinnati, unranked. Obviously, Cincinnati's unranked. And then they come home to University of Central Florida, UCF. So their toughest matchup right now to keep them in the playoff and not be out, because they don't want to lose to Texas Tech. If they can go on the road and beat Texas Tech, they have a good shot to stay in the playoff. At that point, unless there's a hiccup later on against TCU, Cincinnati, or University of Central Florida, I don't see it happen. The Cougars' last few games, They beat West Virginia 38-24, Arizona 33-27, number 23 Utah 24-21, and they went on the road to Iowa State and beat them 41-27. So that's what they've been doing lately. They had a game one time where they beat Portland State 69-0. That was the first game of the season. So I don't know. So are they a contender or a pretender to you, Jay? Do you think the Texas Tech will knock the little glass slipper off their foot this weekend? And even if they win the next three, they'd have to win. You said Big 12?
Yeah.
Does the Big 12 have a championship game like
Yes.
most of the other conferences? Okay.
Yes.
So even if they lose to Texas Tech, it's Cincinnati, though, is 5-1 in the conference. Houston is 4-2. Utah's 4-2. Arizona State's 4-2. So BYU cannot afford to lose to Texas Tech. Everybody else is pretty close. So I think, let's say BYU loses to Texas Tech, wins out the last three games, plays Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship, and beats Texas Tech. Do you think they're in then again?
They could. I mean, they could possibly, but it also depends on what everybody else in the Big 12 does.
That's true. So that's interesting to see. All right. So speaking of the college football championship, and speaking of one team and asking if they're pretenders or contenders in the college football landscape, let's pay attention again to Mark Pope's Old School. Let's go to segment 4 of 4 Segment Sports here with John Geary and my buddy, Mr. Gerard Baker. We're hosting it up. We're doing what we got to do. And here it is. In the 4th segment of the show, 31 minutes into the gosh darn show, we're going to get to the 4th segment. The 4th segment is all about what's really mattering right now in the world. And it's not about inflation. It's not about anything about the government being shut down. It's the matter of college basketball has returned to the grateful stage of everyone's eyeballs on each and every TV screen or computer or phone, tablet, whatever you may enjoy watching it on. Heck, you might even love listening to it. But it is back, ladies and gentlemen. It is better than college football. It is better than MLB baseball. Oh, and by the way, great job, Dodgers. Good job. Let's move on. All right, college basketball. And I'm not a Dodgers fan. They suck, but they won the World Series. Good for them. College basketball is the best thing since sliced bread, better than sliced bread. I'd rather have college basketball than have bread for sandwiches in every period of my life. College basketball means a lot, and the SEC just means more, but it means even more because Kentucky is there. Okay. In saying all that, we gave you our predictions already. But since we talked about BYU and football, let's talk about BYU and basketball. Shall we? The BYU, they have the number 1 player from high school. He reclassified from 2026 to 2025. His name is AJ, I'm going to say Dybaston Jr. AJ Dybaston Jr. The guy is 6'9", 195 pounds. He is projected to be a lottery pick. He's projected to possibly go number 1. This guy is pretty darn good. And apparently, BYU reported, Jay, BYU paid upwards of $7 million in a Neal contract as a part of his commitment. $7 million. He better be delivering. We need to check out BYU stats so far. Jay, does getting the number 1 player from high school, does it carry the same weight as it once did when we got like the number 1 players for Kentucky with John Wall?
That's a good question. Well, you know what? I wouldn't always say that. I mean, there's been several cases, that said, look, where one school they might get the number 1 draft, pick, and and they may set the world on fire. Other times, you might get the number 1 draft pick, and it doesn't turn out the way that you thought it would. Probably 2 good examples of that. Like, okay, they go back to 20. 19. Zion Williamson. I was going to say for Duke. That's the number one overall draft. Number one overall draft pick. And of course, we as Kentucky fans, we definitely felt it. I see saying the three-headed monster of Williamson, Reddish, and Barrett. Basically, just ran the cat's roughshod out of Indianapolis early that season. And now Zion's doing this thing in the NBA. Now, of course, on the other side, like I said, you get the number one draft pick that doesn't always pan out the way that you want it to. Probably case in point, Greg Oden, Ohio State, 2007, number one draft pick. But I see, his pro career didn't pan out the way everybody thought that it would. So, I mean, it just all depends. Well, now things may be a little bit different, with the addition of NIL and let's see, press the comment. Say it's a waste of money. Well, I think that's because college basketball, it's starting to turn into a business. Sort of like what the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NBA have been doing for the longest time. I see, you're paying an insane, you're paying said athlete a certain amount of money. It's like in time I see, look, you got to deliver something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially you pay one person you pay a 18, 17, 18, 19-year old $7 million.
That's crazy, ain't it?
It's, I don't know.
Let's look at I'm gonna look at the standings, or I'm gonna look at standings real quick. Find BYU. Change that to the Big 12 so we can just see where they're at, what game they've already played. They're the 8th ranked team in the country. Currently
Yeah,
they're 1-0. They had a tough
well,
game. They played Villanova. I don't
yeah,
know
they
where that
won.
game was at. It says versus, but it's 71-66, but they won.
Yeah, they played in the second game of I think it's a Hall of Fame Classic in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas. Yep, Hall of Fame series. And the number one player for them and the number one player out of high school scored 21 points, 9 of 18 field goal shooting, 2 of 7 on free throws. So that was a couple days ago. So now Villanova's 0-1. BYU ranked, but so that number one player is going to carry them a lot. I feel like tonight already Louisville won 106-70. Florida won 104-64 against UNF. And Louisville played JKST. I don't even know who that is.
Oh, Jackson State.
Jackson State. And then Graham played number 16 Ohio State. And then Ohio State, or Iowa, not Ohio, but Iowa State University. And they beat them 102-62, and Auburn won 95-57. Okay,
Yeah.
let's look at this. So I'm going to say, is BYU a contender or pretender in basketball? I'm going to say they're a contender just because when you have the number one guy, he already steps up day one, plays a team Villanova. They're not ranked or nothing, but he plays them. Guess what? He stepped up. So I feel like, hey, BYU might be some type of a contender. Now, let's look at the rest of this. I did just read this here. We're Kentucky fans on here, and this show is not completely just a Kentucky show. But we will go ahead and talk about Coach Pope. It seems like they do not know the status of Trent Noah for sure, but they do look like Lowe will play for Kentucky, their point guard that they've been messing. Who are they playing Friday?
Valparaiso.
Valparaiso. And let's see, Valpo basketball. All right, let's see if that just pull up when I type in Valpo. Okay. Oh, if you guys want to know, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Man, that would have been nice to see it before. So next week they play Nicholson State, who we played on the 12th. It'd have been nice to see them play Nicholson State before they played us. But Valparaiso won against Eastern Illinois 66-63. And they were at home, y'all. They were at home to Eastern Illinois and won 66-63. Let me tell you.
Okay, let me see. Hold on, I'm reading the comments. Preston is asking how many points did Di Dibantus.
Oh, he scored
I need
21.
to get a hold of it. It's yeah, 21.
It's AJ Baptist or whatever. Yeah,
Uh,
he scored 21.
I, I got to get better pronouncing this. I got to get better pronunciation of his last name. But
Yeah, I'm not for sure. I'm not for
yeah,
sure how you would pronounce his
yeah,
name, but
okay.
he,
I just I see. Well, yeah. I just see. Well, one thing I did want to add. I'm like, look, it's the opening week. It's the opening week for the college basketball season, and he got some um marquee matchups coming up. I see. Everybody might want to tune in. I see. Of course, John and I are Kentucky fans, so obviously we're gonna watch the Kentucky game. I see. But for others, there are some that you might want to mention, which I think, okay, ESPN has Kansas at North Carolina tomorrow.
big
Um,
game.
Saturday is a couple. I know Alabama, St. John's, Michigan State, and Arkansas. There might be, and there might be some others on Sunday. I didn't get the whole lineup. I just
Yeah.
said, but I mean, in any instance, I see I say, of course, it's probably just like you. I said, I'm glad college basketball is back.
Oh, it's the best thing. It is. There's just something about it. There was something else a couple weeks ago when we did our first show a week ago or so, and then we talked about the NBA bringing back the da 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 da
Yes,
da da
yes,
da
the
da da.
iconic NBA on NBC logo and
Yeah,
theme music.
there's something about that, and there's something about college basketball. I'm glad Preston agrees with this. There's just something about college basketball, and the fact that Kentucky is playing Indiana this year is going to be a sweet matchup for us.
I said,
We're
okay,
ready for it.
yeah, I
Especially if
said,
Jaden
okay,
Quaidance is back, though. That's the whole
yeah,
key. If Jaden
yeah,
Quaidance is back and able to
yeah.
play. So,
Yeah,
but
I said I'm not. I said, look, I'm not going to make any assumptions about that. I said, not it. I'm not making any assumptions about anything because I'm like, look, as much as I
we'll
love
wait. We'll
college
wait for
basketball,
the results and see
it
if he
is
plays or
very
what's going to happen.
unpredictable now.
Okay, Jay, when does is it next Tuesday, next Saturday? When does Louisville play Kentucky?
It's just coming Tuesday night, the 11th.
Okay.
To
So,
me, it well, just about in my opinion, it still doesn't sit right with
we'll
me if
have
the
to sit
game is
there
this
and talk
early.
about one thing for sure. Jay, this is what we got to talk about. When will be the next show? So this is a 45-minute live, which is crazy. We're trying to keep it to 4 segments, 3 to 4 minutes each
I don't
segment,
know.
kind of like a PTI, pardon my interruption type show. It's
Oh,
not
good.
working out. All right, here's what we're going to do. The next show has to be before Kentucky plays Louisville.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna have to do it either Sunday or Monday.
We might be back, guys. Your only way you know is make sure you're subscribed. Thanks to Preston tonight too. He's definitely show's number 2 by his names, but he's been here the whole night. Thank you so much for coming in here and doing that, Preston, and being with us, and everybody. Cy Guy and anybody else, Desi16, all these people that have come in here, thank you for sticking around and talking with us and then commenting and participating on the poll. At one point in time, I saw over 31 people in here with us, which was sweet. That was cool. And we appreciate any of you just even coming in just for the short amount of time. We appreciate it. So here's how you're going to find out more if you watch this replay right now. Go ahead and hit the like button for us. Share this out. Watch all of the replay if you weren't here from the beginning. And subscribe. And we'll be back again. And you'll have to hit the little bell so you'll know when we're going to be scheduling these out and when we're going to upload. Okay. So hit the little bell after you subscribe too, so you know. Okay, so you know when next time we upload. Let's just stick with how about Monday night No, I've got a class on Monday night. And it's until 9:00. So how about Sunday night?
I guess Sunday would be good, but what time though?
Do we do a Sunday night? Do you,
No.
depending on our schedule. I mean, sometimes I feel like we're more open Sunday evening.
Yeah, guess maybe Sunday evening.
But then again, if you don't have anything planned for Sunday and you don't have to do anything on Sunday, we can always do like Sunday afternoonish.
That
It might be
works for
slow
me.
though.
That's it, but that works for me.
I think here's the thing. If we do Sunday afternoon, a lot of our people will be watching Sunday football. Sunday night, yes, some people might watch that game, but Sunday afternoon, a lot of people will be watching football. So let's do Sunday evening. Let's nail it down. How about 8 or 9:00 on Sunday evening?
Well, okay, I guess maybe 9.
9? Okay. All right. So there you have it, guys. We'll set up a thumbnail. We'll get
Mm,
all the information out. Jay and I will be
mm,
back for Sunday night so we
yeah,
can have ourselves
yeah,
another 4-segment sport show.
yeah,
Now, here's what
yeah,
we'll try to do.
that's it.
We'll try to come up with
Yeah, that's it.
topics. We'll try to keep the
That's it.
time at a certain minimum, but we'll
Yeah,
show. We'll
I'll
see.
try not to look so rough.
You'll try to what?
I'll try not to look so rough.
Oh, it's fine, Jay. Don't worry about that. Who cares about that? All right. I'm just happy we got another show in. This is actually the second show. We've been saying we were going to do it. Guess what? We did. Second show, baby. We did it. So happy to be with my brother and get the show going. Okay. I think that's all I have, Jay. It's been 47 minutes. It's a 47-minute show. I think we're good. Here's a commercial break for you. Go follow us. Jay, mine is at John G, JOHN GUK at Twitter. That's on X. And of course, you guys know Local John 1812. Jay, what is yours on X?
Yes. If mine is at Gerard Baker 1.
Okay. Please go hit those up. Follow us on there. We greatly appreciate it. That's the commercial break for you. That's how we had to advertise ourselves. By the way, if there is someone out there watching right now, we're going to get better at this and we're going to get more people to watch. So if you have like a barbecue sauce or like some neckties, cologne, yeah, I don't know. You have something you want us to advertise it, send it our way. We'll do the first few spots for free. We'll just do it to taste the barbecue. After that, we might start charging you a little bit. But throw us a bone, y'all.
Oh God.
All right. That's all I have, Jay. Oh man. Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Yeah, comment, share.
There we are, guys. That's all we have for 4-segment sports. Until next time, guys. Happy sports watching. I love you, brother.
I love you too. Peace, y'all.
Peace.